Hi students! Today's lesson is equivalent expressions, including distributing and factoring. We can use properties of operations in different ways to rewrite expressions and create equivalent expressions. We have already seen that we can use a distributive property to expand an expression. For example, 3 times x plus 5 is equal to 3x plus 15. We can also use the distributive property in the other direction and factor an expression. For example, 8x plus 12 is equal to 4 times 2x plus 3. To expand an expression, we use the distributive property to rewrite a product as a sum. The new expression is equivalent to the original expression. To factor an expression, we use the distributive property to rewrite a sum as a product. The new expression is equivalent to the original expression. Let's do some examples. Let's distribute negative 2 over 2x plus 6. Negative 2 times 2x will be negative 4x. Negative 2 times 6 will be negative 12. Negative 3 times negative x will be positive 3x. Negative 3 times negative 7 will be positive 21. So we're distributing negative 3 over negative x, and we're distributing negative 3 over negative 7. Let's rewrite the next expression. Negative 1 times 2x plus 3y minus 7. If there's a negative sign outside the parentheses, it's the same thing as a negative 1. So we will distribute negative 1 over 2x, 3y, and negative 7. From here, it is going to be negative 2x, negative 3y, and positive 7. What do we notice about having a negative number that is being distributed? If the sign of a term was positive in the original problem and we distributed a negative, the sign is now, let's go back and check, negative. If the sign of a term was negative in the original problem and we distributed a negative, the sign is now positive. Okay? Remember, from subtracting integers, we can rewrite 4 minus negative 6 as 4 plus positive 6. We learned that subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Okay, let's move on with factoring. Factoring is inverse of distributing. In order to factor 36a minus 16, we are going to look for greatest common factor. Since no a in 16, we will focus on 36 and 16. Let's go ahead and find the factors of 36. 1 times 36 will give us 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, and 6 times 6. So if I list them from least to greatest, the factors of 36 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 18, and 36. If I do the same thing to 16, the factors of 16 will be 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Let's look at common factors. We have 1, we have 2, we have 4, and I don't see any other factor they have in common. The greatest common factor then for 36 and 16 is 4. So greatest common factor of 36 and 16 is 4. Let's go back to original question. I can write 36a using 4 as 4 times 9a, minus I can also write 16 as 4 times 4. So as you can see, we have common factor here for both of them. So I can write this 4 outside the parentheses, and then inside I can write 9a, which left, and 4. Let's check. If you distribute 4 over 9a, you will get 36a, and if you distribute 4 over negative 4, you will get negative 16. So we got it right. Well done. Let's go and check next one. So we have 20x, and then we have 35. Since 35 doesn't have x, we will again focus on the coefficient 20 and 35. The factors of 20 will be 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. And the factors of 35, so we have 1 times 35, so 1, and then we have 5 times 7, 5, 7, if we write it in the least to greatest order. So these are the factors of 20 and 35. Let's check the common factors. We have 1, we have, I guess 5 only. Okay, so the greatest common factor is obviously 5. Then 5 will go outside the parentheses, and we are going to put left inside to make sure that we get back 20x plus 35 when we distribute. So 5 times what will give us 20x? That would be 4x, right? And then 5 times 7 will give us 35. So this is the factored form of our expression 20x plus 35. Okay, great job. Let's move on. Going back to combining like terms, but this time we have to distribute and combine. Let's go ahead and start with first distributing. We're going to distribute 2 over negative x and 5. So let's rewrite negative 7 plus 2 times negative x will be negative 2x, so I'm just going to put minus sign here. And 2 times 5 will be 10. If I combine like terms here, let's highlight those. Negative 7 and then positive 10. I will have negative 2x and then plus 3. Okay, great job. And let's continue with next one. As we mentioned before, we have negative sign in front of the parentheses here, outside the parentheses, which means it's actually negative 1. Or you can change the sign of 2x to negative 2x and sign of 7 to negative 7. So you are welcome to do either way. X minus 2x minus 7. Or you can multiply negative 1 with 2x and negative 1 with 7. From here, these are our like terms, positive x, and then you have negative 2x. Let's combine them. 1x plus negative 2x will be negative x minus 7. And done. Let's continue with next question. We are going to not distribute negative just 3. We will distribute negative 3 here. Let's show this. So you're distributing negative 3 over x and 5. So 7, we will rewrite it. Do not subtract them. You need to distribute first, okay? Negative 3 times x will be negative 3x, and then negative 3 times 5 will be negative 15. Let's identify our like terms. We have constant 7 and we have constant negative 15. When you combine like terms, you will have negative 3x minus 8, because 7 plus negative 15 is negative 8. And let's continue with another example with negative sign outside the parentheses. So we will rewrite 3, and we are going to distribute that negative sign over 2x, which will change their sign. So it's going to be negative 2x for the first term, and then it is going to be negative 7 for the second term in the parentheses, and then we will rewrite minus 3x or negative 3x. Then let's combine like terms. We have negative 3x and we have negative 2x. Also, we have constants 3 and negative 7. Let's combine them. If we combine negative 2x and negative 3x, we will have negative 5x. If we combine 3 and negative 7, which is adding integers, we will get negative 4. Okay, well done. Let's move on. We have combining like terms with decimals here. We will continue with the same process and strategy. This time we're only considering not only focusing on negative numbers, but negative decimals. So let's go ahead. We're going to combine like terms by first identifying the like terms. We have negative 5.8c, and then we have positive 1.4c. Then we have positive 4.2, and then we have negative 3.1. Okay, let's combine them. Negative 5.8c plus 1.4c, since one is negative, one is positive, we subtract, and then as an absolute value, we take the big one sign. So if you subtract 5.8 and 1.4, you will get 4.4c. Since negative 5.8 as an absolute value is larger number, it should be a negative sign. Okay? Plus, if you add 4.2 and negative 3.1, which we will subtract, you will get 1.1. Since as an absolute value, 4.2 is a larger number, we will get 4.2 sign. And done. Let's continue with number 6. Now we don't only have here distributive property, we have also decimals. So let's go ahead and continue with the same strategy. We're going to start with distributing negative 5 over negative 1.6z and 2.4. Then we are going to combine like terms. So let's show one more time. You're distributing negative 5, not 5, over negative 1.6z first, and then 2.4. So let's rewrite 7.4z. And then negative 5 times 1.6 will give us 5 times 6 is 30, negative 5 times negative 1. It's going to be 8. And positive 8, and then we have z here. And then negative 5 times 2.4 will be negative 12. Okay, the next step is now we are going to combine like terms. Our like terms are positive 7.4z and then positive 8z. Since both of them are positive, we're just going to combine them like we're adding them. 7.4 plus 8 will be 15.4, and then z minus 12. And this is it. Well done. Now, fractions, distributive property and fractions and decimals we have. So let's start with distributing 1 over 2 over negative 1 over 2x first, and then negative 1, then we will combine like terms. So 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2x will be negative 1 over 4x. So you're multiplying fractions, numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. Since 1 over 2 is positive and other negative 1 over 2 is negative, you will just apply the integer rules, and you will have this product as negative. So negative 1 over 4x. 1 over 2 times negative 1 will be negative 1 over 2, and then minus 0.7x. So here, I would like to turn everything to decimal because, two of them are fractions and then one is decimal. It's hard to combine them. So let's change negative 1 over 4x to negative 0.25x, and 1 over 2 to 0.5. And now they're all in decimals. Let's combine like terms. We have negative 0.25x and we have negative 0.7x. Let's combine them. If you combine them, you will have, since both of them are negative, it's going to be negative 0.95x. So we're adding really coefficients. Minus 0.5 as it is, and done. And the last question in this section, so we're going to now combine like terms again, because there is no need to distribute since we don't have distributive property here. Let's go ahead and first identify our like terms. We have negative n, we have positive n. Oh, they're going to cancel each other. And then we have negative 15 over 4, and we have negative 7 over 3. So let's start with n's, because negative n means negative 1n, and positive n means positive 1n. When you add them, it is going to be 0, so they will cancel each other. That means these are gone. So what left for us is negative 15 over 4 minus 7 over 3. We have to use now fraction skills for subtraction. So we're going to, or also integers, because you have two sign numbers here. So we're going to multiply this by 3 and by 4 to get like denominators. So from here, it is going to be negative 45 over 12 minus 28 over 12. So when I add them, let's rewrite it using addition before we do. So it's negative 45 over 12, because subtracting is adding opposite. So we're going to add its opposite, which is negative 28 over 12. Sorry. So from here, we have two negative numbers. So let's add them. Negative 45 plus negative 28 will be negative 73 over, we will have 12. If you can simplify your fraction, simplify it. If you can't, this is going to be your final answer. Only I would like to put the negative sign in front of the fraction line. Here we go. That is the final answer. Okay, we're done. Let's go to question number 9. Which expression below is not equivalent to negative 3x minus 12? The best way to do this, probably just check each one of them. So let's start with this one. Negative 3 times x and negative 3 times 4. This will give us negative 3x minus 12. So are they same? Yep, they're equivalent. So this one is not an option. So let's check the second one. It is going to be negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 12 will be positive 12. So definitely this is one of them if we have more than one. The third one here is we have to combine like terms to see if expression C is the same as negative 3x minus 12. So let's combine like terms. And we have other like terms too, negative 10 and negative 2. This will give us negative 3x and minus 12. So yes, this is also equivalent to negative 3x minus 12. And the last one, multiplying 0.5 is the same thing as actually multiplying with 1 over 2, which is the same thing as dividing by 2. So negative 0.5 times 6x means really take the half of it. But since the sign is negative, it is going to be half of 6x, which is negative 3x. And then negative 0.5 times 24, same idea. It is like multiplying with 1/2, which is dividing by 2. So it is going to be negative 12. So from here, also, we notice that D is equivalent to negative 3x minus 12. Since we have already one, definitely E is not an option. So the answer will be just B. Okay, we're done with this one as well. Let's go ahead and finish the last question, which is question number 10. The perimeter of the garden shown is 6x plus 2 units. Find the missing length. For this question, we need to know what is perimeter first. So we're looking for the distance around the shape or around the garden. So x plus 3x plus 1 plus x and plus question mark is altogether 6x plus 2. So we are looking for this. Let's go ahead and first combine all three sides, x plus 3x plus 1. So when we combine like terms, let's use different color. So x plus positive x plus positive 3x will give us 5x. So the sum of three sides will be 5x plus 1. Now let's go ahead and subtract sum of three side lengths from perimeter to see the missing side. So we're looking for perimeter minus sum of the three side lengths. Okay, and that will give us then 6x plus 2 minus, let's open the parentheses because that subtraction should also include 1, 5x plus 1. So from here, I'm just going to use distributive property. I'm going to distribute negative. That means I'm going to change the sign of each term inside the parentheses, which will be 5x and then minus 1. Now it's time to combine like terms. So 6x and then I have negative 5x. And then also I have positive 2 and then negative 1 here. Let's combine them. 6x plus negative 5x will be just 1x or x. And then positive 2 plus negative 1 will be 1. This is our final answer. So then x plus 1 is the missing length. Okay, we're done. Have a wonderful day.